Be strong.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very special Soul Man Surgery this evening, a bonus Soul Man Surgery, where we're going to be speaking to a future best-selling author, lovely friend of the Soul Man and Friends, which is Marie Claire Donnelly. So, welcome, Marie Claire.
Hello,
Here you go.
Stephen. Hello. This is dead fancy, isn't it?
Not at all. It's funny because we were having a wee chat backstage and she's like, this is really cool, it's dead fancy. It's like, it's a better platform than Zoom because people don't have to link in, they didn't need codes, it just goes straight to the social media, so it works.
I love it.
Yeah. So, Marie Claire, before we get started, because we're going to be talking about your book, we're going to be talking about your amazing business, Dream Magic Fitness, and your powders and all of that stuff. Before we get started with any of that, we're going to do 11 icebreaker questions. And I only told her a minute before we went live that we're doing these icebreakers. She was like, see you, Stephen. So, are you ready?
No.
The trick is to answer them as intuitively as you can and not think too hard about them. So, question number 1. When you're not working, what do you do in your spare time?
I'm always working. No. I love open water swimming. That's a new hobby that I started last year. So getting out into an open space with an open bit of water and getting in there for a wee swim. I love doing that. I love sitting on the couch with my wee tribe, my husband and my 3 kids, and watching Modern Family and Friends and just easy watching stuff and connecting with my family. That's
amazing. I love that. Friends, it never goes out of fashion though, does it? Like my wife still watches it every night in bed. And I'm like, well, do you never get sick of Friends? She's seen them all about 10 times.
That's crazy. What Craig says to me. It's like, you watched this one last week and you're still killing yourself laughing at it. I know, it's just so funny.
I know, it's great. So next question is, what are you currently reading?
So I am reading Bryony Gordon. There's no such thing as normal at the moment. Brilliant. Love Bryony. Oh, I love Bryony Gordon.
And what's that about, just out of curiosity?
So she's a mental health campaigner, and you know, she's really open, she's really vulnerable, she's really honest about her struggles through mental health, and she's really funny, and I feel as if, you know, I can relate a lot to her and I learn a lot from her that I can use with my clients, my coaching clients. So
amazing.
Great read.
So yeah, go and have a wee look for that book. Marie Claire highly recommends it. We're going to be recommending another book in a wee bit, but
we are.
We'll get on with these questions now. So what is the first concert that you ever attended?
It was Squeeze. And it was in the Usher Hall in Edinburgh. Do you remember Squeeze, Stephen?
No.
I'm so old. So they sang, "It Never Happened With Me and the Girl from Clapham Out on a Wind." And Black Coffee in Bed, they sang that. "Take Me, I'm Yours." I'm just going to get up now. For all the Squeeze fans out there.
Someday we'll remember them. They definitely will.
We will.
I thought you were going to say Take That or something, but no.
No. I've been to a lot of concerts before them.
Next one. What is your favourite word?
My word of the year. I like to have a word every year. So my word for this year is energize. So that's my favourite word just now. Bring enthusiasm and energy to
everything.
everything I
Yeah.
do, you know, that I want to show up to life energized. I want to instill, you know, allow my clients to feel energized. So that's my word of the year.
Amazing. I love that. Next one is, what was your first job?
My first job, oh God, I've been working since I was 11. So my first job was tatty picking in the October holidays. So that was the very first job I got. And then the first regular job I got, I was a waitress in do you remember the Indian restaurant that was across from St John's Hospital?
Yeah, aye.
Yeah, I was a waitress in there at the weekends.
Wow. Tatty picking as well, though. That's
Tatty
hard.
picking. I got my first pair of Adidas kicks with the wages that I got from tatty picking.
That's amazing. So, for tatty picker to best-selling author, how good is that, eh?
Yeah, that's a tagline there, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. What is one thing that you are excited about for 2021?
Oh,
You need to say your book.
loads of things. I'm really, really excited about my book, yes, but and you know, I'm excited to when we can maybe get to a concert again, a live music festival. That's my, you know, my passion. Being able to spend time with friends, just, you know, tune the fat with them in a garden, or, you know, in a pub or something like that. Just, I'm really excited about being able to connect again with people.
It's amazing what this COVID thing's done, the way it's really made us think really differently about our connections with everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And after the last pandemic, we had the Roaring Twenties. I'm absolutely sure it's going to be the same this pandemic. You know, the Roaring Twenties, everybody's going to be pissed and never at home for the next 10 years.
Out for days. We're going to be out for days.
Aye. Next one is, what is your most used emoji?
Oh, the wee face with the love hearts round about it.
The love hearts around it or in the eyes?
No, the ones around it.
Oh, that's
the ones
yeah.
around it.
That's
that one, or the laughy face to the side. I use that quite a lot as well.
Next one. If you could win an Olympic medal for any sport, real or fake, what would it be?
Oh. I fancy myself as a bit of a runner, so I would quite like to win a gold medal for, I don't know, the marathon or
That's amazing.
10K or something like that.
Yeah, you'll need to give us your running tips as well. I run like Phoebe for Friends. I definitely do. I'm rubbish. I can't run. Next one is, what is your hidden talent?
Oh, that's a difficult one. A hidden talent. I don't know. Can I come back to that one?
You can.
I'll come back to that one.
Do you know, I was speaking to a girl the other day.
My hidden talent is I can down a pint of lager faster than a man.
Oh, can you?
Yes.
That's a talent. See, if I downed a pint of lager, it would hit the bottom of my stomach and come right back up again. I was saying that to you last night. I'm like a 12-year-old girl with drink. I can't drink at all. But yeah, I was speaking to a girl the other day, and she was saying that her hidden talent, I don't know if this is a thing, but if she holds her nose and holds her mouth, she can blow air out her eyes.
I would like to see that.
So would that. I didn't even know if it can work, but
I bet you it can.
Aye, it's interesting, eh?
I really want to try it now, but we're live.
You might burst the blood vessels. So next one is, if you could if someone could play you in a movie of your life, who would you want it to be?
Oh. A movie of my life. Who would I want it to be? Who was the Drew Barrymore? Drew Barrymore, the
Drew
one out
Barry-
of the one out of Charlie's Angels. I love her.
That's a good call. Yeah. Because she's good fun as well, eh?
Yes.
She's full of energy, so I can see why. And the next one is, who or what has been your biggest teacher in life? And that's your last question.
My kids. It's got to be my kids.
I love
Every
that.
day you're learning something.
I know. It doesn't change you for babies right up to adults that they're always teaching you.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
amazing.
my kids.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for your
Thank
quick
you.
fire questions.
I can breathe now.
It's a good icebreaker, though. Eh?
Very good.
Here's the ice. So, if anybody wants to follow Marie Claire as well, her Facebook page is running down the bottom, as well as her Instagram page. So, Dream Magic Blends on Instagram, and on Facebook it is Dream Magic Fitness. Is that right?
Just Dream Fitness on Facebook.
Dream Fitness on Facebook. Yeah, sorry.
That's the company I run with my sister Joanna. So we run Dream Fitness, and then it's Dream Magic Blends on Instagram.
Brilliant. So you're spinning a few plates, eh?
Oh, loads. And I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, I just love everything that I do. So I feel really grateful and really blessed to be able to do so many different things that I love. So
what would you like to speak about first? Would you like to speak about Dream Fitness first?
Yes. That probably, you know, chronologically it was Dream Fitness that, you know, that was my very first business that I set up with my sister Joanna. So we've now been in business over 10 years. Started over 10 years ago as the West Lothian Zumba Sisters when Zumba was big. And from there we progressed. We added different things to our, you know, kind of fitness repertoire. We added kettlebells in, boot camps, power hoops at one point, and you know, we've just grown the business, and we were really fortunate enough to be able to open our own gym in Bathgate in October 2019. So it's been a great journey, you know, and it's
the easiest start for you then, opening the gym, and then COVID hit 6 months later, is it? You know, I suppose that would be quite tough for you.
It's tough, and you know, we're very good at trying to look at the silver lining and things. So we've still got all this brand spanking new equipment in the gym. So if it'd been a year down the line, it would have maybe been a wee bit more, you know, battered and bashed. So it still looks like a brand new gym. So it'll be really exciting again to be able to open our doors up to our members and our lovely clients and friends.
And whereabout is it, Marie Claire?
So do you know where Acredale car park is in Bathgate? You know, that's the kind of big car park in the middle. Yeah, so we're just kind of down at the bottom of that, you know, where the precinct is in Bathgate. So we're back onto the precinct. We're back onto Napier's, the herbalist.
So
we're there.
That's amazing. I didn't realise it was like as centralised as that. Yeah.
Super central, and you know, loads of parking, and it's a great wee gym. And like I said, we cannot wait until we can open up our doors again and then invite in all our lovely members, friends, clients back in again to use the place. But you know, we were devastated when the pandemic hit. You know, we were flying with the gym and we were absolutely loving it and so grateful for it. And then the pandemic hit. And, you know, with that happening, it has given us a great opportunity to grow, to pivot, to change our business. We knew that, you know, no doing classes and no, you know, connecting with our, you know, fitness family, that just wasn't going to be an option for us. So we had to, you know, get the big girl pants on and start doing stuff online, which was something that we always resisted. You know, we didn't do the lives on Facebook. We didn't do, you know, live online classes or anything like that. And we knew that we would have to, you know, really push ourselves out of our comfort zone. And for the first 4 months of lockdown, we were delivering free classes for our, online community. We had over 500 people in that group, and we were delivering 8 classes every week free, just to keep people mentally and physically well.
That's
And then,
amazing.
and then, and we loved doing it, and it was really helping us as well. So it was a great thing to push us out of our comfort zone, but also to serve our clients
Mm-hmm.
in a time where no one knew what was going to happen. No one knew how long this was going to last, and people were fearful. People were, feeling stressed and anxious. So to be able to do that for them, it was an honour, to be honest with you. Kind
That
of like
really,
what you do, Stephen. You're serving all the time. Making sure that your tribe is in a good place.
yeah. We were speaking about this during the week last week, actually, on one of the surgeries, and it was with Kenny Walker, who he's got a similar to yourself, but it's through in Glasgow. It's a gym, but it's more focused on like personal training and that kind of thing. And Kenny was saying, that see when you build a dream like that, it's all about the community. And I think that what you're saying, it just absolutely emanates from your heart. I know I've spoken to you before, and you absolutely what's the word? You ooze your business. It just flows from you. And I think that the community side of it is probably the part that flows the best. That whole love of people, that love of wanting to help folk. And that, I think that's what bigger gyms are missing. That the gyms like, and I'm not here to poo-poo any big gyms or anything, but like your big Pure gyms and David Lloyd and all these big crazy high membership gyms, they're missing the community part of it, aren't they? Would you agree?
I've not been in a big gym for a long time, because for the last, over 10 years, it's all been about community-based fitness classes. When Joanna and I set up, we were in church halls, we were in community centres. So I can't, pass comment on that, because I've never been in a big gym for a long time. Did you see that deflection?
Aye. I thought I would throw you that wee curveball. I knew you were going to say that, by the way. I knew you were going to be like, well, I'm not, it's totally fine.
No
But
comment.
I think community is the most important thing in anything anybody does, though, isn't it?
And that's kind of what we were saying, this last year, the importance of community is just so important. And whether, you're connecting in the virtual space or the online space, if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. But we've just recognised that we as human beings, we need connection, we need community, we need to be, aligned with like-minded people who get us as we get them.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
think
great. Sorry.
it's finding people that are infectious as well, like yourself and your sister, yous are absolutely crazy and it's infectious, Yous are though, yous are really present, yous are these people that are just buzzing with energy all the time. You always look happy, and people are really drawn to that, so I think
but
it's
we feed off our people as well, and that's, really important. We've attracted people to us that lift us up. It's a fitness family. It's, we lift, support, love, and inspire each other every single day.
yeah.
It's a great space to be in, an absolutely beautiful space to be in. And, so many of our clients have said, this pandemic would have been a lot worse had it not been for the fitness community, the fitness family that we've created here, because it's like a wee happy bubble, just energy and support and motivation. It's beautiful.
And if anybody was thinking about getting started on a fitness journey right now, what would your best advice be to them? Because there is a lot of people out there that are thinking, I really need to shift some weight, I need to get more active. What would your best advice be to them?
Well, if they were embarking on a fitness journey and it was something, if they hadn't done any fitness for a while, start off doing something that you love doing. If it's, going out walking, go out walking. If it's dancing about your living room, getting the tunes on. The World Health Organization is recommending that we get our heart rate elevated for 150 minutes each week. Now, it doesn't prescribe that you should be out running marathons or, doing any like high intensity stuff or anything. It's just to get your heart rate elevated to the point that you're feeling breathless. So if you're starting on your journey, do something that you love doing, getting the steps out, power walking, dancing, whatever, joining, a fitness community like Dream Fitness, shameless plug here, and who will, help you along on that journey. And we've got so many different types of classes. You'll always find something that you enjoy doing. I'd say building rewards. So if you're setting yourself a goal, you have the big goal in mind, but do steps up to that big goal. When you're getting to each step, moving up the levels, building rewards, celebrate your success, make it fun. And accountability. The one thing that we found this last year which has been so important, is building in accountability within our group programs. We like pair, or we put groups of people together, and we call them accountability groups. So they're in a big group, but they're in a wee group as well. And these 3 or 4 people, they're keeping each other going, they're messaging each other every day. If somebody's having a down day, the rest of the group are there. Come on, what can we do? Let's help each other here. So accountability is really important. And we'll have people at the start of the week saying, right, I'm committing to doing 3 classes this week or 4 classes this week. And, we'll be there watching, making sure that they're there and doing it. If they're not, you're pinging a message to them and saying, you're right, thought you were joining that class. Bullying them we love.
Aye. See, to me, what you're saying there, that's just support. You're just layering in support, really, aren't you? You're making sure that people are held up in these smaller groups, which I love. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if people were sitting there thinking and investing in their health and investing in Dream Fitness, what would they get from you guys? Sorry, I'm asking all these really straightforward questions, but what would they get as being part of Dream Fitness?
So if they were to join our online group, so we've got an online group that's starting on Monday, a 6-week programme. So what they would get for that is they would get 7 online classes every single week. So a variety of classes at a variety of different times. They would also get access to a bank of over 200 pre-recorded classes, so that they could do that at their leisure. They would get a personalised nutrition plan, and it's about encouraging people to eat intuitively and eat, what their body needs in alignment with, their own eating patterns and their own eating habits. They would have the group support, they would have the accountability groups, and they would also have a weekly coaching call on Zoom with Joanna and I, where we get everybody together. You're sharing your wins, you're setting your intention for the next day, and you're asking any questions or sharing any challenges that you might have. So it's a really packed program, and you can be as present in the group as you want, or you can be as less present if that's what suits you better. So it suits everybody, to be honest with you.
That's phenomenal. That's loads and loads of stuff. That's great. It's really good. So if anybody wanted to be part of that, did they just message you guys on your Facebook page?
Yep, I just get in touch with us on Dream Fitness.
Cool, and that's running down the bottom of the page there, guys. So if you see that on Facebook, it is Dream Fitness on Facebook. So send Mary Claire and is it Joanna, your sister?
Joanna, aye.
Send Mary Claire and Joanna a wee message, and they'll be able to hit you up with all the details of that as well.
Come join the Dream Team.
Yeah. Brilliant. So I'm going to take that one down, and then we're going to now speak about Dream Magic Superfoods.
Yeah.
Happy to do that.
I'm happy to do that. This is great, getting to talk about all my wee things.
And what came first? Was it the gym and then the superfood? Yeah. I know you said that earlier, the chronological order, but is that the chronological order of it? Yeah.
Yeah, that is the chronological. I can't even say that word. Yes, that is the timeline in which it ran, Stephen.
That's
Yeah. So the Dream Fitness that happened, over about nearly 11 years ago now, and then it was maybe about 7 years ago that I started using superfood powders myself. I was, 3 wee kids. I was doing so many classes every week, and whilst I was, really consciously fueling my body well, I felt as if there was just something, missing. I was, no sleeping the greatest. I was feeling a wee bit sluggish. Hormones every month were really attacking me. And then somebody suggested to me that I tried a green superfood powder blend, and it was from another company, and bought 2 months supply, tried it, and then really loved it. Within 1 month, I was like, oh my goodness, my energy levels were higher. I was sleeping better. My skin was even better. My hair was, in better condition. You kind of think it's maybe a wee placebo effect, or, it's just, one of these things, coincidence. Tried it again, same again. The second month, I wasn't getting the PMT symptoms or anything like that. So I was hooked then. So I started taking it every day. And then I joined the company. I became a consultant for the company, and, really ran a successful side hustle business, if you like, and, built up a really good customer base. They never just done the superfood powders, they done, cosmetics, they done skincare and things like that, and really, really good products. However, unfortunately, they had to close their door. So that was probably about 4 years ago. Brilliant products, but just, I don't know if the marketing wasn't right or whatever, but it just didn't, work for them. But I knew that I couldn't be without the superfood powders. I could find somebody else where I could get skincare from and even cosmetics from, but that the superfood powders, that was, a non-negotiable for me. I really had to have that in my life. So I set about doing a bit of research into all the different superfood powders that are out there, all the different, ingredients that are in them. And I thought, I tried a few blends, just, wasn't clicking with them. And I thought, I'm just going to create my own blend here. I believe I know enough about each of the different ingredients, and I'll create a green blend. And just mixing it up in my kitchen, mixed it up and started taking it. And I was like, this is what I've been looking for. This is the one. My customers were like, God, I'm really missing that, green blend you used to sell. What are you taking now? And I said to them, well, I've got this blend that I'm taking myself. Do you want to try it? It's kind of family and friends. They tried it. Feedback was amazing. And then it was 3 years ago now. Remember, we were grounded by the last beast from the east.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we were grounded. We were all stuck at home, kind of a bit like what's going on at the moment. And I remember Craig and I were sitting, and I says to him, I'm going to set up a wee Facebook page and see if there's any interest in this. And he was like, yep, go for it. And we set ourselves a goal that we would maybe sell like 40 units in the month. So I sold like 40 units in 2 hours. There was such an appetite for it.
Amazing.
And that was the birth of the Dream Magic superfood powders. And, it just grew and grew. I added more blends into the range. I've now got 5 different colours in the range. I've got a website now. I've got, a bigger presence on social media, and I've just recently secured a contract with a restaurant chain who have putting in orders for my blue blend, and they're using them in their recipes in their in their restaurants. So it's a dream come true.
And what's your website for your
So it's Dream Magic Superfood Powders.
All right, okay, that's fine. I won't need to add it then. So just Dream Magic Superfood powders, yeah.
Dream Magic Superfood powders. The
Can you order online and have it delivered?
Aye, it's a Shopify site. So yeah, you can order it online, you can subscribe and save. There's always wee offers on. There's a newsletter there that you can sign up for. So yeah,
That's good. Well, I'm going to confess something to you, right? See, do you remember about 8 weeks ago when I said to you, I cannot drink that green powder?
I remember.
We had a good laugh about it. She was like, I'm glad you were honest, Stephen. Right? So I've embarked on this real, like, I basically kicked myself up the arse health-wise. And for the last few weeks, I've been really, really focused on my physical, emotional, mental, everything, well-being. And I've been drinking a spirulina blend every single day for the last 10 days.
I am proud of you.
It's no your one.
I'm not proud of you.
But I will order it. I promise you, I'll order it.
I will gift you one, Stephen.
Oh, don't be daft. Honestly, I'll order one, right? But I am absolutely hooked. I have to say, you know, like, I'm going to eat my hat.
Yes.
Since I've been eating better, I've actually been craving it in the morning. It's really weird.
Amazing. Aye. Can you hear my wee dog back in here?
That's all right. Your dog, my Wayne, it's totally fine.
I might have to go and get him in a wee minute and let him take him up the stair.
So yeah, I'm hooked. I think that it is great.
Good.
And I never thought that I would say that, but I can only have a little shot. I can't drink it in a big glass or anything like that. I just make it really concentrated and just in the hatch.
And can you tell me, are you taking it with water or are you taking it with orange juice or?
Just water.
Brilliant, hardcore, yes.
Nice. So I'm quite impressed actually. I'm really impressed. So I'll definitely put in an order. See, after this, you'll get a wee Shopify notification. So yeah. And with it as well, I remember you saying this before, that you also do a black coffee and mushroom one, is it?
Yeah, so after the green blend was introduced, I introduced a red blend. And that's got your super berries in it, and it's got flaxseed in it, coconut water powder. I then introduced a blue blend, which is really, really good for, you know, stress support, sleep support, skin health. That's got baobab in it, blue spirulina, maca powder. And then the black blend came in, and that's the coffee blend. So it's your coffee, your Arabica coffee, but it's got functional mushrooms in it, and rhodiola herb, which is, again, that's a great adaptogen for helping the body to adapt to stress. So you would take that like you would take a normal coffee. So whether you take your coffee with milk or whether you just take it black, that's really lovely. It's a really smooth, nice coffee drink, but you've got the added benefits of the functional mushrooms. And then just before Christmas there, I introduced a gold blend, which is, so it's got turmeric in it, ashwagandha, pineapple powder, ginger, a wee bit of black pepper and everything. That's a nice wee spicy number. So
sounds great.
Aye, it's great. And you know, each of the different blends have got, you know, so many different benefits in it, you know, to help our mental and physical well-being.
I was actually reading something about mushrooms and the power of mushrooms, and I don't know if you've heard of mycelium.
I haven't, no.
So mycelium is something that is present in all fungus. And what it does is it can actually reconnect neural things going on in the brain.
Neural pathways.
Yeah, so there's some leading studies that are going on in the USA just now, and there's really, really promising results coming out with things like Alzheimer's and you know, neurological disorders. So it's quite fascinating.
I'm going to research that after this
Yeah,
call.
mycelium. So if you've got
Mycelium.
mushrooms, if you've got the mushroom powder in that coffee, then you're already kind of doing that type of thing, I suppose. So
Amazing.
yeah, interesting, eh? But have a wee look at it, because
I definitely will.
totally fascinating.
I'll speak to my sister-in-law as well. She's a nutritional therapist, so what she doesn't know about plant power isn't worth knowing.
Oh, there you go. So that, and you've got that backup as well for your sister-in-law.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting, eh?
Yeah.
So the next thing to talk about is your book. Amazing. So Marie Claire's book is called It Is What It Is.
I've got a wee copy here.
Oh, there you go. And I'm going to pop a wee link for the book in the comments section. So there it is on YouTube, and it should be posting to Facebook. So you guys will be able to click that link in the comments, obviously after we're finished. You don't want to click it now because you'll leave and go away to Amazon. So stick where you are. And we're going to speak about Marie Claire's book. So when is the book out, first of all?
So the book's available for pre-order just now. It's out on the 24th of March. So if you're ordering the electronic copy, it'll hit your Kindle or your device on the 24th of March. Your paperback copy will be sent out on the 24th of March.
That's amazing.
So this has been a complete dream come true.
What inspired the book?
So I've probably always had that wee dream in me, that desire in me to write a book. I've always had a passion for writing. I've always loved writing. At school, my favourite subject was writing, the creative writing side of things. But what the catalyst was for the book was an experience that I had when I was in Rome last January, late January, early February last year in 2020.
I was in Rome last January too.
You were not?
I was.
Oh my goodness.
Right at the end of January into the first week of February.
That's when we were there.
That's spooky, eh?
So we ended up at we done the Vatican tour on the 1st of February. So that was the Saturday. Please tell me you were there. That would be just...
I am absolutely 100% sure we were there on that day, because it was really busy the rest of the week, and the Saturday was the quietest day.
You'll have to check that and let me know.
That's great. I will check once we're finished.
So
anyway,
we had an experience that day where my mum and my two sisters and we ended up getting into St. Peter's and attending Mass with Pope Francis. We weren't meant to be there. He wasn't even meant to be in Rome, and it was a spiritual experience. I can, honestly, hand on heart, say that, something changed in me, during that Mass, and I just had this feeling that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And we all kind of felt it, and afterwards, after that experience, I felt different. It was a bit scary different, and I felt, I had something that I was meant to do. And it's funny because I remember being unsettled around about that time. And I remember this wee voice, and you're going to maybe laugh, but a wee voice saying, you should go and speak to the soul man. And, you kept potting him up everywhere, the soul man, the soul man. And I think I tried to get an appointment with you around about that time, but you were really busy and everything like that. And isn't it funny that, a year later we've connected and,
in Rome the same time.
Yep, exactly. And
anyway,
isn't that? And then I went out a run one day, and this idea popped into my head. You should be writing about this experience. This could be a a book. You want to write about, you know, your experience in Rome, and then, you know, it's about, you know, try to help people return to God, or return to faith, and return to, you know, love, God's love. And I thought, right, well, if that's what it's to be, that's what it's to be. And then I kind of dismissed it, Stephen, because one, I didn't have time. I was so busy with other things, and I really didn't know what I was going to write about or anything like that. And then the world stopped in March, and I was given all this time, and I was given all this inspiration to write. You know, I would be doing I would be working during the day, I'd be doing the homeschooling, and I would then come through into the office and just sit with the laptop and just write about my experience that day, my thoughts that day, what was coming up for me that day, a journaling exercise, if you like. And the words just flowed at me, and it flowed at me and flowed at me. And I kind of then thought, well, this is the book. You know, this is what I'm writing about. This is about my experience of lockdown and what's happening every day. But not only that, it's also about what tools I'm using to navigate this storm, because I've been in the personal development field for, you know, over 20 years now. I'm a coach, you know, I'm a fitness instructor. I'm really into, you know, health, mental and physical well-being, and I've accumulated a big toolkit over these years, and that toolkit really served me well this last year, because if I was having an anxious day, I had tools that I could, you know, utilize to help me come out of it. If I was having, you know, a really stressed day, I had tools to help me get out of it. But if I was having a really good day, I had tools as well to celebrate that fact as well. So I was writing about my experiences, I was writing about the tools that I used, and then that was the book. So the book kind of flows like there's a journal entry, there's a lesson, there's tools that I've used to navigate through that lesson. But there's also, you know, it's a practical book. It's for, you know, people to read, but people to, you know, work through as well. So at the end of each chapter, I've got journaling questions for self-reflection. I've got new belief statements, affirmations, if you like, for people to try to, we're talking about the neural pathways in the brain, to try and reprogram, you know, their beliefs and have better beliefs that will serve them much more powerfully.
That's amazing. So it's not just a book that people read; it's an active book that people work through as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the crucial thing, and I write about that in the instructions at the start of the book. You know, I used to be the world's worst at reading books and no doing the activities or no doing the exercises. And yeah, I would get some insights from the book, but I would shortly forget them because I wasn't doing it. You can read it and you can take it in, but when you do it, when you practice it, and when you repeat it, that's when it becomes embedded as a new way of being for you. So I encourage people to get themselves a journal if they've not already got one, and do the journaling exercises, do the self-reflection exercises, or the self-reflection questions at the end of each chapter.
That's amazing. I'm going to tell you something really spooky as well. As you were saying that, so I've also written a book. It's getting published in September this year, and there's a chapter in it that's all relating to my experience in Rome.
No way!
Telling you, we didn't sit in mass with the Pope, but we were in St. Peter's. You know when you walk in and it's like, wow, you know, it's just that, like, the energy in that building is just second to none. You know, you can't replicate it. My wife's Catholic; she's got a very strong Catholic faith, so she really wanted to go in and do all the things that she does. And I love being in chapel. I find it the most peaceful place on the earth. Anyway, so when we were in the Vatican, a couple of strange things happened. and I suppose I could tell you now, but I would be talking about it for ages and ages. So I'm not going to tell you that now. But
that's a teaser for your book, eh? That's a teaser. I'll buy the book.
But this happened anyway, and then we went for breakfast, I think, the next game day, and we were sitting eating breakfast, and we had these, I don't even know what they were these deep fried churro things or whatever, sitting having a coffee with one of these, and then this wee bird came and just landed on my hand. Tiny wee bird came and landed on my hand, and I was and the bird's still there. And I found myself face to face with this wee bird, and it was just the most amazing experience. I think Rome is probably the most amazing city I've ever been to. I just absolutely loved it. So there was lots of things that happened when we were there. So all of those experiences are in my book as well. That's really...
Oh, I cannot wait to read it.
Yeah. So it's called The Soul Man, A Journey to a Better Version of Myself.
Love it.
So it's interesting, because there's you've had that profound experience which has encouraged you to write, but equally, my book's been kind of sitting there for about 5 years, I think. And it's just I've never really done anything with it. Then the year before actually, it all just kind of went a bit crazy. So been adding to it. So,
and it's about perfect timing, isn't it? And that's one of the big lessons I've learned this last year. You can set your goals and you can work towards your goals, but if the timing isn't right,
absolutely.
if everything isn't aligned, then it's about trusting, believing, and surrendering to that bigger plan for you and being okay with that.
Yeah, because I stupidly said no. I was offered a publishing deal 2 years ago, and I said no, it's not the right time. And everybody around me was like, "Are you mad? You're crazy, man. Why have you not?" And it just didn't feel right. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that we can learn in life, is that if something doesn't feel right, don't do it.
It's all about the feels. It really has, and it's about tuning into your inner wisdom, that knowledge that you've got inside, that you know what's right for you.
Yeah. It's not an easy process, though, is it?
Right? No, because the ego comes in, doesn't it? The ego comes in, the inner critic comes in, and you give your power away. You're giving it away to all these other external sources. But, it can be learned, and it can be learned quite quickly. If you're ready to embark on that journey and really want to bring the power back to yourself.
And you do another really fantastic thing as well, which I've witnessed and I've been part of. I've been very lucky to be part of one of Marie Claire's workshops where we done some quantum energy coaching. And I really had a really wonderful experience during that as well. And I know that lots of other people did. Does quantum energy coaching come into the book as well? Do you speak about that?
Yeah, very much. It's threaded throughout the book, and I've done so much inner work last year during the lockdown from last March, and really brought that self-awareness into myself and really explored who I was as a person, what my beliefs were, and what my conditioning was, what my programming was, and decided whether things were working for me or working against me. And quantum energy coaching was the thing that helped me to move through all that release stuff from the past that I had been holding on to, and be able to move forward, looking to the future with hope, with belief, and with a desire to be the best version of me.
Yeah.
And quantum energy coaching was pinnacle for that. That was one of the key things.
I've been doing something over the last 9 weeks, Marie Claire. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called epigenetics.
Yep.
So it's basically shaken medicine that I've been doing. So basically, you're encouraging the tremors in your body to engage your autonomic nervous system and put you into that rest mode. And I'll tell you what, it's been having this absolutely profound effect on me. It's just, it's making me calmer. You know, and the reason that I got interested in it was Susan Watson from Perfect Solutions had said, animals in the wild, when they're stressed or when they've been hunting or, you know, fighting or whatever, the first thing that they do when they finish is they shake.
Yeah.
So they're shaking all that energy off. And it really got me looking into it. And epigenetics, it's all about, you know, shaking.
It's, you know,
crazy.
And it's really funny you're saying that. You know, Peter Levine, he wrote the book Waking the Tiger. He talks a lot about that, you know, about animals in the wild, and I've read his book. And it's funny, I was taking Dusty, my wee dog, out a walk after reading that book, and he thinks he's a Rottweiler, Dusty, and you know, the bigger the dog that he can try and, you know, get into a wee sniffing match with, the better. So one day it was like a big Labrador, he was in with that, and the Labrador obviously, you know, was a lot bigger than him. So Dusty done his thing, moves away from the Labrador, and he shakes it off. And I went, oh my goodness, he's shaking it off. And then there was another dog, he'd done the same. And it was just so fascinating to watch him, because you could see he was a wee bit scared. And then he just shook it off. And then his wee bum's in the air and he's walking along and everything perfectly okay. And I was like, God, that is what it is. And as human beings, we store trauma. If we don't release that trauma, you know, if we don't get it out, and you're kind of conditioned to, you know, keep quiet about things and didn't make a scene, and anger shouldn't be expressed, and you know, so we internalize these things, we put them in, but we need to get them out our body, because if they're not, they're stored as trauma, and they can, you know, bring our energy levels down. They can, you know, manifest into, you know, health conditions, and you know, inflammation in the body and things like that. And it's really interesting what you were saying about the autonomic nervous system as well. And I use that a lot during the quantum energy coaching sessions, because so many of us, when we're talking about, you know, the bell curve of the nervous system, we're up there in fight flight. Our nervous system, it needs to be at baseline. We need to be feeling present. We need to be feeling connected. We need to feel content. But so many of us, and you know, I think that this last year, Stephen, that'll go down. This is a traumatic experience for people, and you know, we're going to really need to step up to help a lot of people after this is over. So many people that are in that fight flight response, and they're looking out for danger. And if it gets too much for them, they move up into freeze, and they move up into that disassociation, that numbness from life, that depression. And so it's that those exercises that you're doing are fabulous for getting the trauma out, getting the negative emotions out, and bringing your autonomic nervous system down to that baseline where you're experiencing feelings. Now, you know, that's interesting. You're saying it's been great for you these last few weeks. I wonder, you know, are you feeling more connected with life? Are you feeling more content? Are you feeling happier?
Every single one.
Yeah, because your autonomic nervous system's coming down to baseline.
Yeah. Do you know,
fascinating.
Like, the last 5 or 6 weeks, or the last year actually, you know, like I employ 10 people, and there's that whole big, oh my God, you know, what am I going to do with the team, and you know, what are we going to do with the shop, and are we going to be able to stay open? And there's all of this stuff. You know, I think we've done the sums, and something like £29,500 lost.
Wow.
You know, and what you could have taken in, you know, and that was just like basic what we could have taken in the last year. And I suppose other businesses will be 2 or 3 times more than that, you know. And thinking, all of that stress, it has to have an effect, if you're not dialing it down. So that's why I've been doing this, to really get back in control of myself, because I've
Yeah.
always been someone who's been very in control. Like yourself, I've been in this industry for over 20 years and always been that person that's really, everything's good, helping people, but we get stressed ourselves, don't we? So
Yeah.
that for me has been the best practice. I'm more connected with my children. Just today, for instance, work got dumped, and I took the kids out into the park, and we were rolling about in the snow and walking and laughing and crying. And
That's beautiful.
I just feel more connected to everything. And I think when you start one thing, and I'm sure you'll agree, you start one thing, it's like this ball of events, or this snowball just starts to gather momentum with many other things, So my fitness has improved.
Yeah.
I'm eating better. I'm drinking spirulina powder,
Mhm.
which I never thought I would ever do.
No.
I'm sleeping better. My relationships are better with people, with my wife, everything.
Mhm. I mean, personal development is addictive, isn't it? It's, this inner work, it's addictive. And, practicing self-care, looking after your health, feeding your mind, taking down time. The more you do, the more you crave. But the benefits that other people are getting from you being like that are phenomenal, because you're more present with your kids, you're happier with your wife, you're out here serving your community much more powerfully. So well
Yeah.
done. Well done.
And I think it all links back to what you're saying with your book as well. The the power of being able to digest a book, not just to read it, but to equally live that book. I love, because there's one, I like reading, but I hate a book where you're just reading it. I like a book that's given me things to do. So I love the fact that your book does that. It's giving people practical exercises to be able to help them be the best version of themselves.
Yeah. That's my intention for it. That's my hope for it, that one person reads it and goes away and they've got a toolkit now to make their life that bit better. My dream is loads of people will read it and loads of people will get insight from it and build up their toolkit, because we deserve to feel amazing. We deserve to have a happy, connected, fulfilled, successful life, whatever that means for us. That's what we were born to do.
Yeah.
There's
a saying, and it goes that we were born to excel in life, but society. No, is it that? I can't even remember now. We were born to succeed, but we're conditioned to fail. That's it.
Yeah.
So society, the messages that are given to us, when you're little, children should be seen and not heard. You get to teenagers, and teenagers are, the pains in the bum of society that do all these bad things. And they're no, that's just what we're conditioned to think. You must go to school and get a job and do all of the stuff that actually isn't relevant. It's about being the best version of you, isn't it?
That's it. And what you can give back when you're the best version of you, what can you then contribute to the world?
Exactly.
Because it's about creating that ripple effect.
Yeah. Love it. And would you believe that that's us at times? Honestly, see, every single day, I'm going to stop saying it now, but every single day I look at the time and I'm like, that's an hour past already. It's crazy. So if you guys are watching this live, I have put the link for Marie Claire's book there in the live feed. If you're watching the recorded version, which I know many of you do, the link, if you scroll up through the comments, you'll be able to see the link for Marie Claire's book. You'll also be able to follow. Not
Borrow?
her. You will be able to follow her, which is Dream Fitness on Facebook and Dream Magic Blends on Instagram. And obviously, if you want to order any of the Dream Magic blends that we've spoke about today, you can go onto Marie Claire's website, which is Dream Magic Blends.
Superfood powders.
All right, okay. I knew
All
that.
these different names. I need to get consistency.
I was just checking that you were still awake. Really, I was. So, superfood powders, that's what it's called.
Dream Magic Superfood powders.
Right, okay. Sorry. So, Marie Claire, thank you so much for today.
Thank you.
And I am absolutely sure that in the future, you and I will be doing much more work together. We'll have you at the shop doing a wee book signing and
Oh, amazing.
whatever else happens. But, you know, I believe that it's all about helping each other and building each other's businesses up.
Absolutely.
And shop local.
Yes, shop local people.
Shop local. Well, thank you very much, Marie Claire. Hold on a wee second as well, because obviously when we finish the broadcast, you and I can have a wee chat. But for everybody else, I will see you in the morning with Susan Watson at 9:30 a.m., which interestingly, we're going to be talking more about dialing down stress and how you can get more into your autonomic nervous system. So lots of hints and tips and ways that you can dial down stress. You can feel better about yourself. So tune in tomorrow morning at 9:30. And from myself and Marie Claire, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Strong.